Ladies and gentlemen, as you can all see, we are on the Leadville Railroad today, joined by Assistant of Marketing and Sales, Claire Berger, who just very friendly greeted us today here on the train. We just did the Railroad Leadville ride. It was awesome. We got a little bit of sunshine, a little bit of snow. My nose might still be a little bit red. The ears are a little bit red, but it was a blast, Claire. Thank you for having us and showing us the Leadville Railroad today.
Oh, thank you so much for joining us today. It was truly a spectacular day. Like you said, we got all of the Colorado weather within the 2.5-hour ride. We had a wedding on board. We had a proposal happen. This was a fantastic day. It couldn't have gone any better.
And that's the magic of the Leadville Railroad. I think it's a space for families to come to share memories. Like you said, there was a proposal, there was a wedding, so it's the perfect opportunity to come on board and just share those special moments. And it was definitely very special for us. It was my first time riding it, so I got to enjoy it all and soak it all up. I love that you guys shared a little bit of history, a little bit of facts throughout the ride. So I loved getting to be on it and getting to chat with you here today a little bit about what you all do and what you guys offer. Tell me about your summer season. How was that, and how did that go?
Summer was amazing. We had such amazing weather. We had really nice full trains. We had lots of dogs this year. I think in one trip we had over 50 on board, which was crazy. But we just had a really easy summer. We had beautiful weather. Families came. We had a great time. Nice full trips, but definitely space to move around, which is great. And that's something you're able to do here on the railroad, is walk in between the cars. We don't keep you in your seats. We want you to enjoy the full experience.
Exactly. And I know that you guys are getting ready to transition into winter mode here in Leadville and here on the train. And people can come all year round because you have your Holiday Express and then your Winter Express after that. Tell us a little bit about that.
So the Holiday Express is my favorite time here on the railroad. We start on November 21st and we light up the whole train. We actually have 2 displays of lights throughout the ride as well, one that's brand new this year, so that's really exciting. We usually get a visit from the big man himself, the one in red, so always nice to catch up with him on the train. And then when we start our winter season, it's a really perfect place for people to come and enjoy the snow that don't necessarily want to be out in the snow. So you can stay warm, grab hot chocolate, hot apple cider, and just enjoy some disconnected time with friends and family.
Enjoy the beauty of winter too, because Colorado is beautiful all year round, summer, fall, and winter. And we might have to come back to check out some of those winter lights and some of that Holiday Express magic.
We would love to have you. Come back anytime.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you, Claire. Now tell me, we just got off the ride here, 2.5 hours, as you mentioned. Spectacular views, anything from forests. We get to see just the mountains that are all around us. What can folks expect when they board the train, and kind of what would you all offer inside the train?
So we offer just a beautiful scenic experience. When you start here at the depot, you're surrounded by the 2 tallest mountains in the Sawatch Range, Mount Elbert and Mount Massive. As we continue along, we're on Prospect Mountain for the most of the ride, which is part of the Mosquito Range. We're in the San Isabel National Forest. You get a lot of those beautiful evergreens and aspens, and then you even get to see the headwaters of the Arkansas River, which is really cool.
Lots of natural beauty surrounding the Leadville Railroad on the 2.5-hour ride that we just did here. Claire, what about where can folks go to learn more? If they want to book tickets, if they want to come on the Holiday Express, or anything that you guys have planned in the future, how can they do so?
Go to leadvillerailroad.com. We've got all of the information about our holiday trips, winter trips, and even some of our specials like our Sweetheart train ride in February. You can also book your tickets there. Click on any of our Book Now buttons and that'll navigate you to our schedule.
Claire, before we wrap up, tell us a little bit about how long the train has been in town and a little bit of a brief history overview on the Leadville Railroad.
Okay, sure. So this rail line was originally a passenger and freight line that ran all the way from Leadville to Denver. It transitioned over into a freight rail line for the Climax molybdenum mine, and then a local family named the Olsons bought this, and it's been running for the past 36 years as a tourist train ride, and we just keep adding to it, adding to the magic, adding to the fun, and we're going to keep going.
You guys are going to keep going, offering tons of fun stuff here on the Leadville Railroad, very history rich. So come on out to Leadville if you haven't already. Visit leadvillerailroad.com to book your tickets or learn more. And come on and check out those winter specials, or come any time of the year. Thank you, Claire.
Thank you so much.
We're going to take a short break, but we'll be back with more of the show after this, so stay tuned. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us now is Sean McBride. He is the engineer here at the Leadville Railroad. Sean, we just went on the ride and it was awesome. Thanks for having us. How are you doing today?
Absolutely, great to have you guys. I'm doing great. Trip went smoothly. We had a little bit of an elopement, a little wedding ceremony, and so that gave us the excuse to go a couple more miles than we normally would. But the trip went smooth. Everyone had a great time. The weather actually held out great. And as you can see behind us, it's kind of starting to roll in. So.
Yes, we did get some beautiful weather. We were talking with Claire. We got a little bit of all the seasons during the 2.5-hour ride of sunshine, snow. We got it all. And a very eventful ride with the wedding and the proposal and everything. So definitely a very pleasant experience. But we want to get to hear from you a little bit about what happens behind the scenes and what it is that you do as an engineer when we're all riding and experiencing the beautiful scenery.
Sure. So normally before the trip, we come in about 2 hours early, getting the locomotive fired up because it's effectively a giant 1950 Chevy. So it takes a little while to warm up, get ready for the day. We don't want to just fire it up and throttle it up right away. Want to maintain them, obviously. So yeah, we'll come in a couple hours early, get it fired up. The train crew comes in about 30 minutes later, gets the train all prepped and whatever, cleaned up for the train for the day. And then we come to the depot about an hour before departure. That gives us time to stock everything up. As far as behind the scenes for engineer, we prep the train, we make sure it's safe for the day, we do our walk-arounds, make sure all the brakes are going to go well with our air tests, everything like that. Make sure the locomotive is up to temperature with its fluids and everything is all ready to go. Biggest thing we're trying to do is have an uneventful trip up and down the hill. When it gets eventful, that's when it gets interesting, and that's when we have to put in the extra hours and put in the maintenance and everything like that. So, yeah.
I love that you mentioned safety because that's obviously a main part of your guys' job is keeping everyone safe. And as we're thinking about winter, the roads are it might get a little icy and stuff. How does snow and the winter weather affect a railroad, and how does that change kind of how you guys operate the train?
Sure. Yeah, so here in the Leadville Railroad, we're the highest standard adhesion railroad here in North America. The only railroad that goes higher than us is that Pikes Peak cog railway, but we like to say they cheat and they have a cog. So with that comes snowfall. We don't go all the way to the top of our line at 11,250 foot. We go about 9 miles out of the 13 miles that we have. Where we stop, we top out at just about 10,840 foot. But even then, we've been doing about 3 winters now of winter trains. This will be our 4th winter coming up. And we've got all the permissions and rights to do blasting. So we're not too concerned about avalanches coming down from way up the mountain, but more so what the train can cause. So we'll mitigate all that. And as far as if it starts snowing while we're up the hill, each end of the train has a plow, and they're good for 2 to 3 foot each way. We can plow around through it, but we try to do as much plowing without passengers on board as you can imagine. If we get stuck plowing and the rescue train gets stuck, well, I like to say everyone gets to learn how to snowmobile. But we've actually only ever had to cancel maybe 1 or 2 trips in the 3 years we've been running the winter. But everyone loves it. You'd be surprised the amount of Texans that come up and they're having snowball fights out in this open car right here and everything like that, and everyone just loves it.
There you go. Some helpful information about what happens here during the winter. As you can see, they are operating for the 4th year, so come on, check them out. They've got their winter and holiday express coming up, and you can always visit leadvillerailroad.com for more information. Sean, we'll let you go because I know you have to keep things moving here on the railroad. But thank you so much for joining us.
Awesome. Thank you so much for coming out.
All righty. Stay tuned for more, guys. We'll be back.